Tindouf. Oui, oui, yeah.
Après demain, Mauritanie.
Mauritanie, oui.
Wolken ziehen vorbei, dunkel und hell, langsam und schnell. Sie ziehen.
Greetings to the girls, hello to the boys. Yesterday was the most awesome day of riding out there in the dunes. You know, I then headed into the village via dirt tracks, and it was right where the Naftal petrol station is, the police station. They just asked me in again. And luckily, the whole story ended well for me. At the end of the day, the police sorted me out a place to sleep somewhere, and this morning I even got a good breakfast. I'm now getting an escort because apparently I rode through a military restricted area yesterday. Not great, of course, but that's just how it is. And there was a young man who spoke perfect English. He explained it to me. I promised solemnly not to ride another meter off-road until they allowed me to again. And yeah, now I'm just getting an escort again to somewhere. But here too, they were all so incredibly friendly, respectful, and supportive. They just have to do it for my safety, they say. Yeah, I'm grateful anyway that it didn't turn into a major drama. Masalama. Monsieur, café? Café? Yeah, café? It's now just under 400 kilometers to the final destination. Then it should be fine. Now I've got a new set of companions. They are really friendly and interested and clearly don't know much about what's gone before. I asked how fast I'm allowed to go. They said as fast as I can, just need to be careful, the road's dangerous. So that's what I'm doing now. With my trudge, depending on the wind, I'm doing either 120 or even 130, and with headwind, it's just under 100. That's just how it is out there on the route heading southwest. Let's say, as we speak, heading towards to Morocco region. What sort of town is there in Morocco at that latitude? Well, by the sea it's Tantan. That's roughly where we will end the day, at that latitude. At the moment, we are still 400 kilometers further east actually. And we are currently at an altitude of 550 meters. It's pleasantly warm whilst riding, not too hot and not too cold. When you stop, it's naturally warmer, of course. That was the destination, the town of Tindouf. Everyone so friendly again. As we entered the town, we also had a police check. They've just called or radioed their colleagues, and they are now escorting me to the Hotel Heimer. And then we will see. I'll probably spend 3 days or at least 3 nights in Tindouf and do a bit of preparation for the next stage. We'll see where we end up and whether everything works out the way I'd like it to. It's turned into quite a long day. I'm back at the hotel now, but we set off at 8 o'clock in the morning. It was a 600-kilometer journey to the hotel. It took 12 hours 30, not because of headwinds or because the moped lacks power, but because we were handed over to the next green companion every 50-100 kilometers. It's just that the escort wasn't ready yet, apparently. They were only called up once we reached the next checkpoint. The funniest bit of the day, riding-wise, was the last escort. I was riding about 5 to 10 meters behind the car in its slipstream. It felt as I was racing a 125cc bike again. Because as soon as the slipstream disappeared, the car was gone and I dropped from 120 or 110 down to 85 or 90 as the headwind was just that strong. At the end, I managed to make it into town. I then got my passport back and the vehicle registration document, but unfortunately, they didn't return the import papers for the moto. I didn't realize straight away that they weren't there, because without this piece of paper you can't leave the country and that causes more trouble at the border. From one police station to the next, that's where everyone comes together, having heated discussions, but nothing ever comes out of it. And in the end, the officer in uniform just gives me the approximate location of supposed gendarmerie posts or offices. Long story short, I'm going to get some sleep now, and tomorrow I'll set off on the journey, or rather the adventure, of sorting out this bit of paper so I can get it back. And then we'll just have to see what happens. Once again, thanks for dropping by, and on that note, greetings to the girls, hello to the boys.